Hey class, it is Mrs. Gilling here, and we're about ready to do your Unit 4 video assignment where I'm going to give you two super important tips that will help you out. But before we do it, you know what's coming? The joke of the unit. Bum, bum, bum. All right, daughter. Mom, what's normal? Mom, a sitting on the dryer, honey. Get it? Because really, what's normal? Is there normal? There's something in this universe that truly is normal? I'm not sure. Maybe that's why psychology is so fascinating. But I thought you'd also enjoy this cute picture of cats because who don't like cats playing in the dryer? It's pretty adorable, right? All right, enough with the cats. Let's go into your very first tip. So, the first tip is tip number one, use the what if calculator. If you already know what this is, awesome. I hope you're using it. If you don't, you're welcome. See, that's my Bitmoji saying you're welcome because this is an awesome tip that I'm going to show you. So, let me exit out of my presentation here and I am going to, if it'll do it for me, there we go. I'm going to pull up my student view of the course. So, this is Mrs. Gilling's page as if she was a student. And I'm going to show you how to get to the what if calculator. So from your home page, you're going to click on grades. And obviously we're going to wait for it to load because it can take a second. So click on grades. And then when it gets there, you're going to see this. And it'll say grades for student. You can arrange it differently. I like to arrange it by due date because then you can see when things are due. And if you do it by due date, they're all coming back in order. But if maybe you're missing a certain type of assignment, you're like, man, I'm missing all the video assignments. You could sort by assignment group, and then all the assignments will be jumped together by module. There's a lot you can do here, but for this purpose, let's just do it by due date. So what this is here is a what if calculator, and it's a little confusing because it doesn't say right here what if calculator, but that's what it is. And you can see here that it's the what if score. So I call it the what if calculator. So on mine, it doesn't show that I've done anything because this is just a test student, so I always clear it out when I go through it. So it's kind of like a clean slate. So it's saying that I don't have a score. So let's say I want to see what's going to happen to my score if I complete the first three assignments. So let's say I get 100 on the first discussion. I just type it in there. I get 50 on that 52. That sounds good. I got 52 on that video assignment. And then let's say I got 75 on that. So I can go, all right, that's what I got. Let me scroll down and see what my score is. So then I can see that if I got those grades on that score, my grade would be an 85.4%. So why is this useful for you? Well, we're in the middle of the course. If you made it this far, you're halfway through. And you're probably thinking, man, what scores do I need to get what I want in this course? Hopefully you all want A's. I hope that, you're shooting for that, or at least you're shooting to get the best score that you can possibly get. Sometimes we get a little bit tempted, like, oh, I'm so tired and I don't know that I want to do the project. Is it really that big deal if I don't do the project? That's where this what if calculator comes in. It helps you know how important every assignment is. Let me tell you, every assignment's important, but it'll let you know too that doing every little assignment, things that maybe don't even take very long, taking the time to do those can totally help your grade out. So let's go to that project so I can show you an example. So let's put in scores until we get to a project. So we'll put in hundreds even. We're going to make it look pretty good. So 100, we're pretty awesome. Oh, not 1,000. That's a little too awesome. I'm getting some more hundreds, getting a lot more hundreds. All right, we'll skip down to the project. We don't need to put in all of them. So right there with those in, our grade's an 89.57%. If I were to go to the project and I were to put in a 0, so say I didn't do the project at all. First, we got to find it in Unit 2. There it is. All right, let's say I put in a 0 for my project. Look what happens. That brings the grade all the way down to a 57% because projects, as you can see on the top here, are worth 20% of the grade. So if you don't do a project, it actually drops it quite a bit. So let's show you what happens if we do that project. So we go from a 0 to 100. It brings it to a 93.36. So huge deal, right? So this what if calculator is super helpful to play with when you're just trying to figure out what grades you need to get on assignments. Maybe you turned in a project and you got 70%, let's say. And I say, hey, would you like to redo this? I created another attempt for you. And you're trying to decide, is it really worth it for me to do it? You can come in here and you can put in a number you want. Say you put in 100% instead of 70, and it'll tell you down at the bottom if that's worth it for you to take the time to redo it or not. So I think this is a super useful tool. It's something you all have access to. You get to it just by the way I showed you. You can play with it. When you're done, you can click revert to actual score. It'll clear it all out. But I definitely encourage you, you're halfway through the course, take some time. If you're wondering how important assignments are, just to play with that. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But that's what I call the Whatif Calculator. So let's get back to our tips here. So that was tip number 1, use the Whatif Calculator. Tip number 2, if it'll load for us. Oh, it's gone. Oh, I must have clicked the share button. See, that's what technology does to us. All right, present button. That's what we want. Okay, so we'll use your Whatif Calculator. Tip number 2. This is a study tip from the introduction. So this is something that you may have already seen, or if not, it's coming up soon. So this comes straight from your course. It says, it can be easy to lose focus if you spend too much time on something without a break. If you find your mind wandering, take a quick break to clear your head. These breaks can be good opportunities to do some quick exercises or eat something healthy, which will benefit you when you are ready to get back to work. If we do too much, if our minds are going a million miles a minute and we never stop, that's not good for us. Sometimes you've got to just take a break. And so this is what I want you to do. Here's your assignment. Take a 5-minute break. So stop what you're doing right now. Go take a 5-minute break. If mom and dad ask you what you're doing, say, hey, I'm doing an assignment for Mrs. Gunning's class. She asked me to take a 5-minute break. Here's some suggestions. Maybe you want to take a 5-minute power nap. Maybe you want to eat a snack. Maybe you feel like doing some jumping jacks or some crunches or some other sort of exercise. Maybe you want to take a quick walk around your backyard. Maybe you want to send a quick text to your friend. Maybe you got a yo-yo you want to play with. I don't know what kind of. I'm like a pen clicker, so maybe like you could click your pen for 5 minutes. Man, what else could we do? Maybe you could go for a quick drive in your car for 5 minutes if you have a driver's license, although gas prices are pretty high, so maybe you don't want to do that. But 5 minutes, take a quick break. After your break, I want you to get back to work and answer the video questions at the end of this assignment. So those are my 2 tips for you. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Other than that, enjoy your break, guys. We'll talk to you later.